You know what I'm going to do here is I'm excited to draft a third running back to add and play in my flex spot, and he gets to join his teammate because I'm going to take.
Damn it! No! That's the league winner!
Ladies and gentlemen, Fourth and Trollers, welcome back to Fourth and Troll Fantasy, the most entertaining fantasy football podcast on the planet. My name is Noah Selby.
And I'm Wes Selby.
And I just switched up the cadence on you guys there. You weren't expecting that little smooth, silky voice there for you.
You're trying to seduce me?
No,
30 seconds in.
Dude, absolutely. Here we go. It's mock draft day. It's way too early mock draft day. This episode is going to be unhinged. We're doing crazy shit on this episode. I don't even know what's going to happen.
18 plus.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Anyway,
crushed it. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. To the very end when Noah does this.
We got a good episode for you guys today. Like I said, we're doing a mock draft, a way too early mock draft. It's going to be a good time. Listen, we want to get out ahead here. We want to figure out where are these ADPs at right now? How are they going to shift? What are we thinking here? I haven't even looked at these ADPs, Wes. Have you?
I did just before we recorded, and I'm going to win. So many great players are late.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's wild. So we're going to have a good time here. Before we do all that, though, make sure you're following us on all our socials. They're going to be linked down below at Fourth and Troll. If you want to hang out and play fantasy football with us this season for your chance at a signed James Cook jersey, you can take us down into the Trollers League. Go ahead and join us on our Patreon, our Trollers League Challenger, patreon.com/Fourth and Troll Fantasy. It's a good time over there. We also got a Discord community that you get access to if you are part of that tier as well. So it's a good old time. Before we jump into a mock draft, Wes, give us. I think we got some news. There's some news after the draft, some post-draft signings that have gone down. Talk about them real quick for us before we mock away.
It'll be real quick. There's just a few pieces for the sake of sharing NFL news. First and foremost, Rashee Rice will be suspended for half of the season. That has not fully been adjusted in our ADP, so you might see him go a little bit earlier, but just keep that in mind. Odell Beckham Jr. signed a 1-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. Keep that in mind because Tyreek's a first-round pick still. He's going to drop down to like sixth round because OBJ's there. Keep that in mind too. And
it's going to plummet his draft.
He's gone. His stocks are falling for sure.
Yeah.
Last but not least, the Jaguars released Zay Jones. That does open up more opportunities for Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, and actually, two notable wide receivers possibly going to play into some target share in their new teams. DJ Chark signed a 1-year deal with the Chargers, and Chase Claypool signed a 1-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. Maybe something happens. We're mentioning it now in case something does. That's it for the news. Let's do our very, very, very early mock draft, baby.
Let's mock away here. Listen, so here's how we're going to do this. We're doing 10 rounds, 10 teams, PPR. Our rosters are going to be a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and 3 bench spots. No kickers, no defense, because you were still playing with kickers and defense. What are you doing? Get that shit out of here. It's boring.
So much fun without them.
Add another flex spot if you feel like. We've done that last year in our league, West. We did 3 wide receivers, 2 flex spots. It makes it a lot more fun. We enjoy it a lot that way. But we're going to jump in here into this mock draft. Not keep you waiting too long. We randomized the draft order. I'm selecting from the 104. Wes is selecting at the turn, at the 110. So he will be over there at the turn of the rounds. I'll have some interesting choices to make as I'm going to be waiting a little bit for my next players. But without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to have a good time here. Start it up. Going to go ahead here. We've got off the board, Christian McCaffrey, 101, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, and it gets to me at the 104. I don't know if I want to follow this wide receiver train, but I think there's some talented wide receivers, and I'll tell you what, I'm all in on this Falcons offense, so I'm actually going to take a hero running back approach for this draft, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and draft Bijan Robinson at the 106. We see Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall with back-to-back Jets off the board before you, Wes, at the 110. What are we thinking here?
Yeah, baby. I am so thankful for Blake Corum. That's all I'm going to say, because that means that at the 110, I can go ahead and get Kyren Williams. I would have preferred Breece Hall if I had my choice, if I wasn't sure between the two, because Breece Hall has proven he can be healthy for a year, but I'm loving that I can get Breece Hall right there at the 110. And I have another pick
get Breece
right
Hall
away.
At the 110, Wes. Get him out of your head. You took Kyren Williams.
Sorry. I know. I've got him in my head. I'm so obsessed with Breece Hall. Got Kyren Williams at 110.
Yeah.
And this is the opportunity, is do I want to double up on a great running back and get Jonathan Taylor? Can you believe Marvin Harrison is right here? He's the middle of the second round. This is the obsession with this rookie.
We'll see how the
can
ADP
be
shifts,
amazing.
But
it's his first year. It's his first year. That just seems so rough, man. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna go with a wide receiver because I like some of the running backs coming on later, because I don't actually have a preference. Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming on my team. I'm going to draft A.J. Brown.
Pause.
Because, what did you say? Oh, you're inappropriate. All right, I'm drafting A.J. Brown. And here's the thing. Because of these first 3 rounds, I'm okay taking anybody because I believe the league winner is in the 5th round. So I'm just waiting for my chance to draft this guy.
Cool. I like it. Listen, so we see you take A.J. Brown, Kyren Williams' teammate Puka Nacua off the board, Jahmyr Gibbs at the 2-3, Marvin Harrison at the 2-4. Dude, that is nuts. Jonathan Taylor, and then Devontae Adams. I'm back on the clock here at the 2-7. Got some choices to make here. I've already taken a running back. I've said that I'm going to do the hero RB approach, but I'll be honest here, man. If this opportunity to get 2 really studly running backs falls to me here in a draft, I'm not going to pass it up. So this is the biggest thing about mock drafts and about drafting for fantasy football. Be adaptable. I had the idea that I was going to be doing a hero running back approach, taking a stud and then getting a couple guys in the RB dead zone there in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. I can't pass up Saquon Barkley. So I'm going to add Saquon Barkley and get the 1-2 tandem there of Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley in my backfield, and see what comes back around to me. As you see, Achane, Chris Olave, Nico Collins at the 2-10. Wow.
He's still there, even with Stephon.
That is something. Drake London there, Deebo Samuel, and then Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins' teammate there at the 3-3. I'm back on the clock. And some guys that I really like, some guys that I'm pretty excited about are still here. And I think what I'm going to do.
Malik Neighbors here in the 3rd round.
Man. Yeah, dude, send it. There's a guy here that I gave up on last year that I thought he was done for. He couldn't get it done in his final year with Tom Brady. There's no way he's going to be able to do it with Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield developed the biggest man crush ever on Mike Evans. So I'm going to take Mike Evans here as my wide receiver 1 and go ahead and add him to this squad.
Man,
as we see a run of wide receivers here. He is an old man. He's got his geriatric plan going on for sure. DJ Moore off the board, then Brandon Ayuk. We see Josh Jacobs, the new Packers running back, off the board. Jalen Waddle at the end of the 3rd round. That feels like spectacular value. And then Michael Pittman Jr. at the 3-9. Wes, you're back at the turn here.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
I really like some tight ends coming up. And I really like the opportunity to get 2 great tight ends on my team. But thinking about it, since last year, with how difficult it was to find a good tight end, and you're just streaming. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get Sam Laporta here at the end of the 3rd round for my first tight end, because I believe he's going to be great. I'm totally comfortable with Travis Kelce going. Can you love it?
At the end of the 3rd round. I mean, I'm glad we're not picking tight ends in the first 2 rounds this year. That's exciting.
Right. It's very nice, but I believe it. I'll take the first tight end off the board. Travis Kelce could go in that spot too, but okay. So this is Derrick Henry is in the 4th round, and he could be a league winner. could very well be a league winner. But okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hedge my bets. And I've gone in reverse. Hold on. I've gone to the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. And I think I'm going to go with another wide receiver just to help out my team. Not Devonta Smith. You burned me, and I am hurt by you.
No, you don't want to take the double Philly stack?
No. But here's what I'm going to try out here.
Okay.
I'm going to put some belief in second-year wide receiver Zay Flowers.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting.
He is the clear wide receiver 1 for Lamar Jackson, and I don't think Mark Andrews has the same season that people want him to have. But go ahead, talk about who you want.
That's fair. Sorry, I did not think this would happen to me. I was really hoping someone would fall to me, and they did. We are here now going through the 4th round. We see Josh Allen here, first quarterback off the board, and then Devontae Smith, Malik Nabers in the 4th, Derrick Henry, who we just talked about, and then the second quarterback off the board is Jalen Hurts at the 4-6, leaving me to add my second wide receiver to my squad, who I am thrilled to add to this team, and I am not worried about more mouths to feed. It's Tank Dell, man. I am hyped to draft Tank Dell at the 4-7.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I don't know if you saw the clip of during the draft, or it might have been just before the draft, Micah Parsons and CJ Stroud are doing their podcasting or whatever, and they make their all offense versus all defense team. Dude, CJ Stroud is in love with Tank Dell, man. He loves that dude. And this all offense team on CJ Stroud's ideal offense to take down Micah Parsons' ideal defense, he takes Tank Dell over Nico Collins and over Stephon Diggs. He takes Tank Dell on his team to hypothetically go up against this top defense. I love Tank Dell here. I'm happy to take him as my wide receiver too. We come back around. We see DK Metcalf off the board, Lamar Jackson, Travis Etienne, Keenan Allen, Trey McBride, and Cooper Kupp. I'm back on the clock here. I've got my 2 stud running backs. I've got my 2 stud wide receivers. What do I do here? Not what I did last year. That's what I'm going to do here. I went heavy on wide receiver. You know what I'm going to do here is I'm excited to draft a 3rd running back to add and play in my flex spot, and he gets to join his teammate because I'm going to take Rachaad White, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneamos.
No! That's the league winner! Son of a bitch! That's the guy who's going to take!
I'm going to win then. There you go. I'm going to win. What are you going to do, Wes? Be adaptable. Because now T. Higgins off the board, Mark Andrews off the board, Rome Odunze at the 5-7. We got to talk about that. That's wild. Rome Odunze at the 5-7. Rashee Rice at the 5-8, and Jordan Addison at the 5-9.
No,
take your second tight end, dude. You talked about it.
No, I get that. I get him right after this. No, I was torn, but I was like, should I just reach this is basically 2 rounds early, get Rachaad White at the turn there. Rachaad White, I'm going to talk about him all offseason. He is going to win the NFL MVP for fantasy. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I'm booking him as a top 5 running back this season. I don't know why he's falling, but I also really like this other running back, and someone in our Trollers League is going to win a signed jersey from him, and I'm going to take James Cook right here. I'm okay with that. I'm very mad at you for taking Rachaad White, although I didn't know
what's
if he was
new, you know.
Me. Yeah, that's true. Okay, now I'm going to take my second tight end.
Do it.
And I'm really thinking, because I don't want to double up on Buffalo Bills. I don't want 2 skilled players, although I love Dalton Kincaid this season so much. But I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to get Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts season is upon us, and I'm loving it. And if he's not top 5 this season, he's the biggest bust in history. But I believe it fully before Travis Kelce, Sam Laporta, and Kyle Pitts.
I agree. Wes, walk me through here real quick because you have 2 tight ends. Will you be considering on a weekly basis throwing one of those 2 tight ends in your flex spot?
Yeah, absolutely. Run
I love
a 2
it.
tight end set in my flex.
With guys of that caliber, I don't mind it at all. Listen, I'm here at 6-7.
Real quick, I want to talk about, because here's the thing. If they're both great, I have trade bait for one of them if I really want to get someone else better.
Precisely.
If one sucks, then I'm still golden. I'm still golden in the tight end spot.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm here at the 6-7. We see George Pickens off the board after Kyle Pitts, Travis Kelce, CJ Stroud in the 6th round, Isaiah Pacheco, and Christian Kirk. I was going to be a little tempted by Christian Kirk there if he was still there for me, but I am going to go ahead and grab a guy you just mentioned here, a guy that I think is going to lead his team in targets, a guy that I think is going to be phenomenal this season. I'm going to grab my tight end off the board here, Dalton Kincaid, at the 607. Excited about that. Really, really think he has a really big opportunity here for the Bills.
It's a great pick.
We're going to go to Jaden Reed, James Conner, Chris Godwin off the board. Amari Cooper in the 7th round feels like good value, man. If Deshaun Watson can figure it out, we'll see what happens. Joe Mixon at the 702, and then Mahomes in the 7th round. I don't know if this is just sleeper ADP right now, or if this is going to be going to be what happens in your home drafts. Mahomes in the 7th round is wild, man. That is exciting stuff. I'm really excited about that. I'm back here. I've got 3 running backs. I've got 2 wide receivers. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do something. And I'm tempted here to maybe grab Anthony Richardson. I like his upside this season.
Ooh.
I'm tempted to just bolster up that running back room with maybe Kenneth Walker or Mr. 400 targets himself, Alvin Kamara. I'm going to go ahead and grab my 3rd wide receiver, though. And I am going to believe we've said this 4 years in a row. He's getting the best quarterback he's ever played with. Well, he's getting the best quarterback he's ever played with this season. I'm taking Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders, getting as my wide receiver 3 on my team, pairing up with Jaden Daniels. We'll see what happens there, but I'm excited for the upside. Marquise Brown off the board, Anthony Richardson, George Kittle, Kenneth Walker, Deontay Johnson. Wes, you're back at the 7-10 with 4 more picks to go for yourself in this draft. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I should get another good running back on my team. It's going to be tough to not get a good one after this spot here. I have my choice between Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I am more comfortable taking Alvin Kamara than Aaron Jones.
As am I.
Because the new team for Jones and the PPR upside. When Kamara came back on the scene, oh my gosh, he was dominating. I was terrified to play against him. So if I get some decent value from Kamara, that'll be great. So I took Kamara. I'm taking Kamara. And I also want to improve my wide receiver situation. And I'm going to – so there's Calvin Ridley. There's Brian Thomas Jr. There's DeAndre Hopkins. But I'm going to get the 4th available wide receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who I believe is going to have a pretty good upside, top 15 upside, I believe, for JSN because man. Oh, never mind. I'm done talking.
Sorry.
What happened?
Top 15 upside for JSN. Oh, man. I was really holding out. Here's another thing to do in your drafts, guys. Pay attention to your draft board. You look around. Do teams picking between you and your next pick have quarterbacks already? If they do, you're fine to maybe risk it and wait a little bit. I was risking it to wait a little bit. I was really, really hoping to get Kyler Murray here at the 807. I was really excited about him getting his fancy new toy, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride's back, Trey Benson and James Conner in the backfield. Bummer to not get Kyler Murray. I'm really excited about him this season. However, I'm doing the same thing that I just did with that I just mentioned, was take a look at your draft board. I don't have a quarterback yet, but there's only one chance for a quarterback to go between now and my next pick, and I like 2 quarterbacks on the board, so I'm not going to take a quarterback yet. What I am going to do is grab another receiver for my wide receiver room, and I don't know how you can look away from a hot rookie as your wide receiver 4. I'm going to take Xavier Worthy here at the 807 with the upside with playing with Patrick Mahomes, with Rashee Rice potentially not playing more than half the season. I'm going to take Xavier Worthy, a guy that they traded up for in the 1st round to get. I've got 2 picks left.
Nice.
And I'm doing what I just said. Joe Burrow goes off the board. He was a quarterback that I was looking at. I'm really excited here to take Dak Prescott. He comes to me in the 9th round. I think they talked all offseason about establishing the run game and getting more of an established running back, and then they didn't do anything. I think Dak Prescott's going to throw the ball so much again, and there's just going to be a lot of upside there for him. So really like Dak Prescott there. We see Raheem Mostert off the board after that. In the 9th round, that feels like great value for Mostert. Adonai Mitchell in the 9th round, that feels like a terrible reach. What an awful pick. Najee Harris goes off the board, Austin Eckler, and then Jaylen Warren. You're back west. You're making your final 2 picks.
Yeah, talk us through. I like Jaylen Warren as an option, but he's not the guaranteed starter. You know who the guaranteed starter is right now? The Las Vegas Raiders running back, Zamir White. Let me get this. Let me get a share of some Zamir White, who
but dude,
proved
Alexander Madison's gonna be there as well.
I hate Alexander Madison now. I hyped him up so much last season. I hope he doesn't look at me again. He's not worthy to look at me. Passion. All right.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right. Here's the truth. I'm not rushing to get a quarterback. I don't need to get a quarterback in the 10th round. Because I can still get one in the 11th or 12th round and have a great quarterback. I'm going to take one just for the sake of the mock draft to complete my team. But there are guys that I am very happy to take. Like Kirk Cousins is there in the turn of the 12th and 13th round. Yeah. What a steal. What a steal that is. But I'll just look at some of the options here. I'm gonna go on the train of Brock Purdy. He's my QB.
I was going to say, Brock this late feels really good. Feels like a really good value. I mean, we saw him last year.
Tremendous upside.
Yeah, great upside with all the weapons around him. And then now they have Ricky Pearsall, so he's going to be even better.
Yeah.
Okay, so David Njoku off the board. Right after that, Christian Watson, my dude, Lad McConkey, Curtis Samuel, and Tony Pollard off the board at 10-6. I'm making my last pick here. I'm looking at my team. Looking at my team here. I've got 3 running backs. I've got 4 wide receivers. I'm just looking to add some high upside here at this point because I filled out my starting lineup. I'm looking to add some high upside. I like a lot of these players here. I think one of the biggest winners in the draft was a guy out of Detroit who they talked about. We're wanting to give him some more opportunity. We're trusting him a little bit more. We've seen flashes. And then the Lions didn't draft a wide receiver or a pass catcher in this draft. I think they're really starting to trust Jameson Williams. I think while they are a run-first team, I think they're going to give him some explosive opportunities, and we'll see those grow more and more. So I'm going to add Jameson Williams here in the 10th round just as a high upside guy, a guy that I think has a good opportunity to go ahead and just do really well and with the opportunities that he's given. So I'm excited about Jameson Williams this season. That's it. We see Jake Ferguson off the board. Great value, by the way, right there. Jacoby Myers, and then Jordan Love is the last pick of this 10-round draft. This is fun, dude. I haven't done any mock drafts. This is truly my first mock draft of the season. And this is some exciting stuff, Wes. Let's go through our teams here by position. So start us out here. Hit it with your quarterback and then following running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Let us know who's on your team. Let us know what's up.
Yes. All right. So my starting quarterback for this winning team is going to be Brock Purdy, running it back as a top 5 QB. My running backs, I love this. Kyren Williams, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, and Zamir White. That's fantastic. My wide receivers are A.J. Brown, Zay Flowers, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. And I have 2 tight ends. I'm rocking Sam Laporta and Kyle Pitts for the championship. Good team.
The Toit double dip. I love it. Sam Laporta and Kyle Pitts. The Toit double dip, bro. The double Toit dip is lit.
Goodness.
I'm not
all right, share your team.
Yeah, happy to. I've got Dak Prescott as my quarterback. I've got Bijan Robinson and Saquon Barkley as my RB1 and 2 with Rachaad White as my RB3. I've got Rachaad White's teammate, Mike Evans. I've got Tank Dell. I've got Terry McLaurin, Xavier Worthy, and Jameson Williams. And then I've got Dalton Kincaid as my tight end. Dude, what a blast. What a blast. This is a good time, dude. I'm excited for fantasy football this year. It's going to be a blast. Let us know in the comments, guys, who the steal of the draft is. Let us know, do you prefer the route that Wes went with his draft, the route that I went with my draft? Let us know whose team you think ends up finishing with a better record, or if they're going to be like me and like last season, finish with the second most points scored in the league, but not make the playoffs. Just to bring back that misery real quick, I've clearly gotten over it, you guys.
Yeah, real maturity growing.
Yeah, clearly doing really well here. Listen, that's going to do it for the episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you take away some key pieces from this way too early mock draft. Make sure you're following us on all our socials. We're always posting stuff on there as well. Join our Patreon to get to be a part of our Trollers Discord, our 4th and Troll Fantasy Discord, and be able to compete for a chance to win a signed jersey by Wes's RB2, James Cook. Make sure you go ahead and join that. That's in our link that's in our description as well below. Subscribe, like, ring the bell, leave a comment, make Title of the Troll smile, and we will see you next time. My name is Noah Selby.
And I'm Wes Selby.
And this has been 4th and Troll Fantasy.
4th and Troll Fantasy is a production of FQ Media and Selby Artistic Workshop.